Hello everyone, I am back for another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video in which I take on Dokkan Ultimate Player's Choice battle while clearing the missions to beat the stage and beat it with all 5 super or all 5 extreme types. Of course, right here I'm going to be using all 5 extreme types to absolutely clobber Gyu, Pan, Trunks, and Goku.
The entire universe will soon be laid to waste by my minus power.
With that being said, y'all, it is time to absolutely crush things with this minus energy power. Going to go ahead and, of course, launch the domain to get further buffs to damage on this team and absolutely just get to it. Just get to roasting the enemy. Definitely want to go fairly fast with this team to get to the final phase because of the fact that I don't necessarily want to not have a domain. Although with how much damage this team does, I'm not certain that's going to be a problem. That is definitely not going to be an issue for this team to go ahead and do this much just raw damage for freaking sure. So I went ahead and got the super attack counter as well, which is actually kind of crazy because this is the only one with a double super. Okay. Oh, okay, another super. All right, cool. All right, okay. Interesting, but I still was able to quite effectively counter that because I don't imagine those super attacks are hitting for very hard as he just goes ahead and gets crushed by 70 million critical. Oh my days, that's a lot. That's a lot of damage to take straight at the face. So this turn will be just about the same. I will be able to just get a lot of damage in here. A lot of damage in here for sure as I just go ahead and use the support to my advantage. Just stacking on damage and then just really get things smooth rolling here as I actually get the additional super and pow! Straight to the face as I get the attack break as well, and just go ahead and cook. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing really much more to say here other than, ooh, bang! Alright, get the additional super, okay. Nice damage, as I go ahead and come onto turn 3 with a very, mind you, very good rotation. This is a very lovely rotation. We love to see this. This is the rotation we want to see. Oh, heck yes. This is absolutely the rotation. The freaking rotation, chat. So I'm going to go ahead and get things rolling onto Trunks as he tries to do damage to Extreme. Nope, absolutely not. As this is probably going to wrap up the Part 2 content for the Global Dokkan campaign. Absolutely wicked celebration. And I think this fight is definitely indicative of just all how interesting they made the content for sure. It was very good variety. Some of the best variety I have seen. It's like long content on the boss rush, a lot of short content, which I'm just a fan of short content anyway, and just varied fights to keep things interesting like they have done in past major celebrations to intensify it from normal. It's just have these big time bosses be just very, very different. So it's definitely something awesome for sure. as I go ahead and see that the domain has closed. You already know we're going to open it up again. Domain expansion. We're actually going to want to beat him on within the next 2 turns. So this is actually quite good. This is actually quite good here. We're actually in a favorable position to win. I think so. I think so. Not killing Trunks right there was not crazy. We don't like that, but it's actually fine because it's either we win with the domain up right here or we just don't. So that is really the game plan that's going to be going on here for sure. But yeah, part 2 is going to be wrapping up soon for the global Dokkan campaign. Can't wait to see what they have in store next because unlike other major celebrations, right, and this is why I said, like, question mark, what's going to happen, is because unlike other major celebrations, we're, like, waiting on another stage for content, right? We're waiting on the last stage of a Red Zone, or last stage of a Supreme Magnificent Battle, for example. But we're not. We are not waiting on any type of stuff like that. So it just could absolutely go left for sure on the last phases of the Global Dokkan campaign. But I definitely say, will this be my favorite celebration? Content-wise, probably. Just straight fights-wise, maybe. This may be just the cleanest collection of battles I've just ever seen for freaking sure. Oh yeah. Oh heck yeah. Oh yeah, definitely can confirm. Can confirm. Alright, now we're going to see this. We're going to see, want to do this or this? Massively raises attack and causes ultimate damage. So I'm gonna want to do like this. When activating the active skill, attack 200%. Alright, let's see this. Attack and defense 200%. You know what? I'm pretty sure. Let's go ahead and launch the Zamasu active.
As I show you the power of my divine light. Ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh, wow. That dealt some pretty nice damage for sure. So let's go ahead and see when activating the active skill. Launch an additional super attack. I mean, we have guaranteed super rather than this. Launching an additional super attack that has a great chance of becoming something else like that. So, with the Rainbow Key Spear obtained. Should we go in slot 1, chat? I think so. Especially because I want the Zamasu and Goku Black to do this. Especially because I'm kind of wanting to do this. Legendary power, it's gonna be a link missing, huh? But yeah, we're gonna do this instead. Yeah, I think so. I think so. Oh, okay. So, there we go. We can go ahead and just wapow this in. So, and then the reason why I'm actually gonna go ahead and have Zamasu floating is it's like I either get it or I don't really. So that's going to be something good. And I'm noticing that I gotta get those Rainbow Key Spears there. I'm gonna notice those Rainbow Key Spears there with these characters, so I'm going to go ahead and try my best here to have things work for me. That is 78 million, so that should be pretty nice damage. Yeah, it should go ahead and be pretty nice damage here for sure. Pretty nice damage. I don't think I'm finishing here, so that's not entirely great, but I can go ahead and see what's happening here. Let's go ahead and get some damage reduction as well. So that's great. That's going to be awesome for me. Okay. And I get 7 orbs right there. Should be good enough. I'm not too certain there. I'm not too entirely certain there what's going to happen. But hopefully that means I can attack break the super with these characters. So I'm not going to be too soundly worried about what's going on here. But yeah, the DPS isn't absolutely DPSing here, which I'm not too excited about, which, yeah, this is not going the way I think I'm supposed to have this go. This is all out of whack. I think I want to have more damage dealt, honestly. Honestly, I need a little bit more damage dealt. I need a little bit more damage in on the boss. I need a little bit more damage in. Just a slight bit more damage would be absolutely amazing. As I see him receive an attack boost. That's not scary at all. That's not absolutely, like, terrifying. As I go ahead and stare down the barrel of a very potent attack boost, I'm going to say, yeah, this is going to be very, 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 very interesting as I go ahead and see here. I either absolutely get brutally murked, or I can go ahead and get things rolling here and just absolutely clobber with a lot of damage outputs onto the boss. We'll see, but if he constantly launches super attacks in a certain position here, I can go ahead and really get things smooth out rolling here. If I'm constantly breaking the super, that is going to be something to keep in mind. However, these normals are going to hit for very, very hard, so I'm not going to underestimate any of that under any circumstances at all. So I can see that I can go ahead and get things on rolling on the show for sure. Yeah, no, his attack stat is going down because of it's the domain. The domain provides so much damage. It's unbelievable how much that just does for him. But he is raising his attack stat as well, so that's decent. That's decently good. That is pretty decently good. We can go ahead and get this off as well. I think I should switch back to Goku Black. Yeah, I'm probably going to switch back to Goku Black as I go ahead and launch this.
Try to block my ultimate attack. Burning spin!
Running spin. You can go ahead and do this. We can go ahead and get this off with him. They don't get too many links. They get more links, funnily enough. That's actually kind of hilarious to me. How they get more links. All right. Supposed to be constant damage reduction support from our little GT boss's friends, but you know, this is something is taking longer than I expected it to, for sure, just because of how this fight is wanting to operate. I didn't want things to go this way necessarily, but you know, it is indeed what it is. And yeah, this is not necessarily a very good thing. This is not a good thing. He hits pretty hard, so I'm a little scared here, but we should be okay if everything goes as planned. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure what's going on here with these attack stats, but Oh, I haven't got the chance to see this active skill. What? That's insane. Seven key spears. Yup, let's make sure we get that. And of course, pop the Legion active skill.
Standing against a shadow dragon is suicide. But for all of us, the notion is beyond reason. Playtime is over.
Nah, that is a pretty sick animation for sure. But let's go ahead and see here. Let's go ahead and get things rolling here onto the boss for freaking sure. As I go ahead and have constant damage reduction support rolling around here as well. So that's going to be absolutely wickedly amazing. As I can go ahead and see some things really start to happen here for sure. Let's see. I'm trying to end this fight. I really am. I really am trying to end this fight, but it's definitely going in an interesting direction for sure. But if things keep going smooth like this, then I can absolutely just win. For sure. Yeah, he does need that 18 key for sure, yeah. Okay, he does take double digits from my normal, nice, okay. Okay. Make sure we get those rainbow key spears, for sure. Make sure we get that rainbow key spear, alright. Let's see if he has any orb stuff in his passive. Nah. No. He don't. Okay. So I guess I just wait here until I just finish the fight. I think that's what's happening. I'm pretty sure this is what's gonna happen. Is I just wait for myself to finish the fight. Although Goku Black is starting to build up a little bit of damage. Hello. I think guys, I think I'm just. Oh, I don't like that. We don't like that. We don't necessarily like that. We don't necessarily like that, chat. We don't necessarily like that. Okay, we don't necessarily enjoy that. Okay, so that's not that great, but we can go ahead and get things smooth rolling here as well. So that's gonna be something where I'm fully built up, so that's pretty great. Well, I guess this is gonna be a smooth ride to the end. Then he's not doing much. I mean, if he was gonna do something, he would have done something already. If I'm being whoa, what does he get with this? Launches additional super attack. What does he do when he launches additional super? Damage reduction rate 40. Damage reduction rate 20. 40% damage reduction. We should be fine.
Time to get serious.
Yeah, we should be fine. We should be fine. But yeah, no, this ended up being really chill. Just because the fact that Goku just, I'm not sure what he's doing. Either I'm attack breaking him every time, which with how scripty bosses have gotten, I would not be too shocked, but not sure. Not too certain. but I'm not underestimating him at the final hour though. That's not something I plan to do, for sure. For sure. Oh yeah, absolutely. Because I don't want to just lose though. So that's going to be something that I'm gonna keep heavy in my mind here. Okay, there we go. Got another super attack there. Nice. Alright. Okay. I can go ahead and take the punishment and then win. Okay. Nice. We do get that heal though. Ooh, we did take a little bit of damage, but I do heal. I do heal. We're fine. We're fine. And then yeah, that's the fight. I mean, it's definitely not like a joke fight. For sure. And of course, I mean, the stones are stones in my personal opinion. But there wasn't anything. I mean, he does do what, over 2 million normals, and then if you see the super attack, you're gonna just die. If you see the super, it's gonna do a lot. Like it does like 10 million. On the third turn, it does 10 million damage, if I'm reading it right. Somewhere around the call of, like, a lot of damage, though. Somewhere around a lot, okay? So, that's something to keep in mind. But, of course, I did clear the event with all 5 extreme types, and I cleared it. I was actually planning on clearing it using this team, and I probably should have, if I'm being real. But, of course, we got some more GT bosses time, so that's good. But, yeah, this might have been a little bit more effective, although I feel like this might have been more RNG based. Well, I'm fairly positive I was just attack breaking every time. I feel like that is the case. Let me know, but I feel like him not. He supers. This boss does super. I think he guaranteed supers by the way I'm looking at it, but it's not, it's very interesting how that went, for sure. But, with that being said, this is going to be the final wave of content for Part 2. See, there's only 3 days left on the discounts as well, so that is definitely awesome to go ahead and see that we're gonna move on to the final phases of this celebration. Yeah, definitely very sweet to see for sure, as this challenge event and the burst mode are the final pieces of content for this part of the celebration for sure. As I actually should talk about this. We are getting the reopening of this story event and this GT area event, so apparently that's supposed to be a hint for something. I'm not gonna say it is or deny it, but supposed to apparently be a hint for something else, because I think Part 3 could definitely, I don't want to say it's just, it's guaranteed to be a character or whatever, but it could. Like, I mean, 10th anniversary was the way it was with 6 LRs, and I definitely think that having a Part 3 have something like that, especially with that or the EX part. The EX part or Part 3 could be a character, because, like, where do we go from here? It's like, we can get some random, like, cool easy A's, like, sure, but all the content is, like, we finished the rainbow tickets. Like, right? Like, yeah. The Part 3 is supposed to be the finishing point for the difficult content. So that's why Part 3 shines, not just because of the easy A's, which, I mean, we already have some crazy easy A's too, but not only that, but it's the spot where Part 3's difficult content shines, which is where you get the pinnacle of content. That's where Part 3 is supposed to be. It's the pinnacle of content. We've already gotten all the pinnacle of content, though, so it's like, wait, what? Especially with no new, like, Red Zone or Supreme Magnificent Battle, like, ongoing. We don't have anything hanging right now, so, like, unfinished in terms of content events. Sides, of course, is, we have a new burst mode, too. I definitely like that the weekly mission. I think this is probably one of the best updates that Dokkan Battle has ever done. Please. Oh my gosh, this is so good. Not only, right, is this a lot of Dragon Stones, almost a multi-worth of Dragon Stones every week. We love the stimulus checks. That's absolutely insane. Not only that, but it encourages you to do the content. Like, I'm like, oh shoot. I don't know if, I mean, burst mode's okay. But if I get, oh, you can get 7 Dragon Stones for trying burst mode, I'm going to try burst mode now that you put it in front of my face and tell me, do burst mode. That's why the panel missions work so well, guys. It's because they encourage you to farm out all these characters and do all of the content, or at least most of the content in the celebration. That's why these work so well. It's for you to encourage to do the content and do these events, chat. So with that being said, though, absolutely, just I think this year they've been very, very nice with stones, though, for sure. I mean, those weekly missions alone are just insane for how much stimulus you are getting, how much stimulus checks you are getting. Just this is enjoyable. I think this is one of the best features they've added. I'm being so serious. 50 stones every week is not something to quaff at. That's very good. That is very good. Along with the free tickets, I mean, I personally haven't gotten anything off of those, but I mean, those are definitely very, 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 very good to see. But with that being said, the celebration is wrapping up shortly, of course. I definitely know that Dokkan celebrations for these major stuff like Worldwide and now Global Dokkan, along with Anniversary, are definitely shorter than how, say, Legends does it. And definitely longer than Phantom Parade, though, for sure. For sure. Because, they're just... Phantom Parade's young, okay? It's just how it is. But with all that yapping out of the way, we are officially done with part 2, I feel like. So, with that being said, overall, I can say with confidence that the celebration's been absolutely incredible. Loved every single moment of it. Another Omega showcase, even though, I could have definitely used this team for sure. But I could definitely see myself getting absolutely not getting the dodge, getting one shot, because there's no way that Goku doesn't just one shot this Goku and then just dying. So, I mean, consistency matters over that for sure. And yeah, no, this is definitely a very, 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 very good event for sure. Love to see it. GT bosses absolutely brutalize it for sure, along with some future tag-alongs. But, it is what it is. Very, very, very good. Hopefully you all enjoyed, and until next time, when I'm probably breaking down the part 3 information here, because I definitely think there's something to be said about part 3 and the EX part. For sure. I don't know where they're gonna go with it. Will they do a part 3? Probably. They'll probably do a part 3, but it's like, what were they going to do for part 3? I'm being so serious. What are they going to do? It's like, oh, they're obviously going to do more content. I'm just like, no, they've done all the content. So it's like, what are they going to do? Like, genuinely, what are they going to do for part 3? They don't have any hanging red zones. They don't have any hanging Supreme Magnificence. Like, what are they going to do? I'm so serious. What are they going to do? But with that being said, even though this definitely felt a little wacky pack at the end with how much output I was putting up, for sure, definitely undeniable that this team got the job done anyway, so I won't question it for freaking sure. So with that being said, all these global Dokkan campaign characters have been absolutely wicked, but I definitely don't think if any banner comes up right now that I'm too inclined to summon on with my current Dragonstone count for sure. But yeah, I will get on out of here. Hopefully y'all enjoy this one. This didn't feel too hard to take down, but I mean, you don't have access to items either, so you have to know item it. So I think that taking that into consideration is something to note for sure, which I definitely do like that Dokkan is starting to say, okay, let's do a difficult event, but you actually can't use items. Definitely something they've started to lean into with like, oh, you can only use one item now, and you can only use 0 items now in this event. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. Why I genuinely don't use items when I play these events is because of the fact that they are starting to structure around you not using items, or building the content around not using items. So that's something to keep in mind. But yeah, on getting out of here. It's been a wild celebration. I definitely put my top 3 as probably Global Dokkan Campaign 1, 9th anniversary for Global Dokkan as number 2, and then Soccer, but 10th anniversary as number 3. And that's all I feel confident about saying. That's just my top 3 for sure. So if you, well, that is my top 3. That is definitely my top 3, and it's definitely like, what? That's all recent celebrations. Yeah, that's all recent celebrations. I mean, it's not just recency bias. The game gets better and better and better and better and better over time. That's just how a game should work. They constantly improve. So it's of course something to keep in mind there. But I'm gonna get out of here. Hopefully you enjoyed, and until next Dokkan Battle video, we're probably going to be on part 3 at that point. And yeah, I know, I just definitely say overall 10 out of 10 part 1, 10 out of 10 part 2. And yeah, so this makes it a 10. Yeah, and the celebration is probably a 10 just because of how good it's been. It really has been awesome. Oh my gosh, it has. Yeah, no, the celebration's been amazing. Absolutely love the time slot, by the way. Again, summer time slot works so well. We love this time slot for us. Absolutely. It is great, especially for the target audience of young people having it over summer. Absolutely great. So we can just lock in on ZDC for sure. So I'm going to get out of here. I have no complaints. We are getting out of here happy with the stones and beating all this content. So with that being said, hopefully you enjoyed it. Until next time, bye. The celebration is the best.